Hello everyone, this is Dr. N. Srinivas, Associate Professor in the Department of ECE, Marlakshman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management, an autonomous institution. I am here to discuss some problems on signals based on the lectures given in the previous lectures. So here I would like to discuss representation of discrete time signals. There are many representations of discrete time signals because we have already discussed a graphical representation, but same signal can be represented in other formats: functional representation, tabular representation, sequence representation. In general, signals may be continuous time signals or discrete time signals, right? So continuous time signals are defined for all instants of time, whereas discrete time signals are defined only at a discrete instance of time. For a specific points of time, signal is available. That is called discrete time signal. But for all instants of time, if signal is available, that is called a continuous time signal. Continuous time signals are represented by x of t, and discrete time signals are represented by x of n, where t and n are independent variables in time domain. Now we will discuss discrete time signals representations. So here one problem given: x of -2 is equal to -3, -1 is equal to 2, for 0, 0, for 1, 3, 2 and 1, for 3 and 2. Now I would like to discuss, I would like to represent all the points graphically. So for that I have taken one graph. So on x-axis n is there, on y-axis x of n is there. So for n is equal to 0, for n is equal to 0, so what is the 0 amplitude? What is the value of this amplitude? Sample amplitude is 0. For n is equal to 1, what is the amplitude? 3. For n is equal to 2, what is the amplitude? 1. For n is equal to 3, what is the amplitude? 2. So in this way, I am representing the samples. I am then positioning the samples on the x-axis. So n versus x of n. This is the graphical representation. Now we will see functional representation. Same signal I have taken and representing in a functional form, function form. So x of n is equal to -3 for n is equal to -2, 2 for n is equal to -1, 0 for n is equal to 0, 3 for n is equal to 1, 1 for n is equal to 2, 2 for n is equal to 3. Means this is looking like a function, right? So that's why this is another form of a discrete time signal representation, that is a functional representation. Now we'll take one more example. X of n is equal to, open flower bracket, 2 power n for n greater than or equal to 0, 0 for n less than 0. So substitute n is equal to 0 here. Now what happens? N greater than or equal to 0 means what? N is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity. Now n is equal to 0, substitute here. 2 power 0 is 1. So for n is equal to 0, amplitude is 1. Now substitute n is equal to 1 here. So what is 2 power n 1? That is 2. So n is equal to 1 instant, amplitude is 2, and so on. This way you are representing a function. X of n is equal to 2 power n. X of n is represented in terms of n. So that is a functional representation. Now tabular representation. This is another representation of a signal, right? So here we are showing same signal x of n, and amplitudes are like this, and corresponding instants are -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. For -2, what is the amplitude of the sample? -3, -1, 2, and so on. This is looking like a table, n versus x of n. So this is called tabular representation. Now we'll take sequence representation. Sequence, what is the sequence of amplitudes? -3, 2, 0, 3, 1, 2, -3, 2, 0, 3, 1, 2. And where are the time instants? No time instants. Only one arrow I am showing. What is the purpose of showing this arrow? This arrow indicates n is equal to 0 term. Means right side of this arrow, n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. Left side of this arrow, n is equal to -1, n is equal to -2. So this way you are representing the sequence. Only these are the amplitudes. Okay, so based on this arrow, we are saying that discrete time instants are. Okay, so n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 right side, -1, -2 in the left side. Now we'll take one more example. X of n is equal to this is all these sequence we are putting in the flower bracket, right? So here also flower bracket dash 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 2 3 0 1 -2 dash 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 dash. But here mark is shown at amplitude 0, means n is equal to 0 term here, n is equal to 1 term here, n is equal to 2 term here, n is equal to -1 term here, n is equal to -2 term here. Sometimes there is no mark here. Then what happens, you know? So the first term indicates automatically that is first n is equal to 0 term. So the arrow mark, it denotes n is equal to 0 term. When no arrow is indicated, the first term corresponds to n is equal to 0. This is called sequence representation of discrete time signals. So in any one of the representations, the semester or any exams, they may ask you, they may represent discrete time signals in any one of the representations, but all are same. Now you will see unit parabolic signal. Unit parabolic signal. Now we have discussed many signals. Cosinusoidal signal we discussed, sinusoidal signal discussed, signum signal and sync signal, triangular signal, unit step signal, unit impulse signal, and so many signals we discussed in the previous lectures. Now we will see unit parabolic function. So it is denoted by P of t, where P of t indicates a function of unit parabolic, and it can be represented in mathematical expression. So t square by 2 for t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. So P of t is equal to t square by 2 into u of t. This is a in general representation. Now if you see time shifted version, so shifted version of unit parabolic sequence or function, so P of t minus a is equal to t minus a whole square by 2 for t greater than a and 0 for t less than a. So now graphically if you see parabolic function is like this and shifted version of parabolic function is like this. So this is a discussion on unit parabolic function. Now we'll discuss amplitude scaling. So one signal given. Now I would like to apply amplitude scaling. This is not time scaling. Time scaling is different. Amplitude scale is different. So we are only scaling the amplitude and we are not touching the time constants or time instants. Now in the given signal, what is the amplitude? Peak amplitude is 1. So in the negative side, negative peak is -1. Now I would like to find 2 into x of t. So 2 multiplied with each and every peak in the positive side and negative side, then you will get a scaled version of the cosinusoidal signal is 2, 2, 2 and so on. Here also -2, -2 and so on. Constant amplitude. So this is called amplitude scaling. Now you will take a discrete time signal. Now discrete time signal, if you see what is the amplitudes given, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so when you multiply with 2, then what happens? 4, 2, 4. Here you see 4, 2, 4. So this is the amplitude scaled version of the given signal x of n. This is not time scaling. This is only amplitude scaling. Now signal addition. Signal addition. 2 signals I have given. I would like to add these 2 signals. Also, I would like to subtract 1 signal from these signals. Then we will see the resultant signal, right? So x1 of t plus x2 of t, this is our target. Now here I am dividing, this is unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4 seconds. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. So from 0 to 1 unit. So what is the amplitude here? 2, and it is a step signal. From 0 to 1, this is another unit of the second signal. So this is a ramp signal. I am adding these 2 units. The resultant signal is starting from 2 to 3. 2 plus 1. So for this unit, this is the signal after addition. Similarly, for all the units you can add, so you will get the resultant signal like this. Here also resultant signal for the subtraction case x of 2t subtracting from x1 of t. So this is the resultant signal. Now signal multiplication. Same, two signals I have taken x1 of t and x2 of t. I would like to add x1 of t into x2 of t. Now 0 to 1 unit. So this is a step signal with amplitude 2, and 0 to 1 another unit of this signal, amplitude is 1. 2 into 1 gives 2. Okay, so like that you will find the x1 of t into x2 of t for complete units. If you multiply, you will get the resultant signal like this. Now we'll see some more examples on signals. Okay, so bit A indicates t minus 3, t plus 3, bit B 2t plus 2, and x of 1 by 2 into t minus 2, and a 5 by 3t, and 3 by 5t, and minus t plus 2, and minus t minus 2 means here signal x of t is given. We will like to find what is A, what is B, what is C, what is D. So from all ABCD, what is our observation? Time shifting property we have to apply, time scaling property we have to apply, time reversal we have to apply on these signals. Okay, now we'll take some solution. We'll find some solution, x of t minus 3 and x of t plus 3, right? So t minus 3 means what? That is nothing but delay. So signal is shifted right side, and here signal is shifted left side. So this is called advance, this is called delay. How to get this? T minus 3 is equal to 0. So t is equal to 3. So that 3 will be added to here. So minus 1 plus 3, then 2, here 3, 1 plus 3, 4, 2 plus 3 is 5. The resultant signal will be like this, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here also you will get the same signal. This is called delayed version. This is called advanced version. Now we will take some more examples. So x of t plus 2 and x of t minus 2. So here also this is one signal, this is another signal. So here 2t plus 2, here scaled version is also there. This is also scaled version there. This is the compression, this is the expansion. And thank you all for listening and for your patience. And if you have any doubt, please contact my mail ID srinivas.nalagonda@mlritm.ac.in. Thank you one and all. Have a nice day.